episode of Mimi's Mrs. Podcast. I'm your host, Gungu Mildred, and I'm so happy that you have joined me on another Saturday for another amazing episode. So, another disclaimer, there's still music in the background. I'm recording this on the same day I recorded last Wednesday's episode. So, I do usually record like 2 episodes per night whenever I'm recording. So, yeah, the same music that I was giving a disclaimer for last Wednesday is still playing 1 hour later. So, yeah. Forgive me and understand. Sawa sawa. I hope you guys are okay. I'm okay too. But I was thinking about something to record today and I wasn't sure what to do because, as I told you, I've run out of topics. And I was like, yeah, let me start going to these things like TikTok or Twitter and checking, whatever is trending, whatever topic is trending and check. I've done this before. Yeah. So I decided to do this again. And the last time it was, the bar was so low and from both men and for women. And now this one, it's going to be things that people find cute in relationships but are actually toxic. So I don't know, because that topic is so long, I think I'm just going to title it like cutesy but toxic, because I can't say that entire thing or write it, on the title bar. So yeah, it's going to be cutesy but toxic. That is what I'm going to be talking about. Like, it's not like the thing itself is cute, is that it might appear to be cute, but it's really, really toxic. Or you might think that it's cute, but it's very, very toxic. So yeah, that's going to be today's topic. And I hope that you're going to go with me through it. And I don't know if you have gone through some of these things, tell me in the comment section below, because some of the things I was reading, I was like, hey, and yeah, people go through a lot. But it's good to tell each other these things because you start noticing such things if they happen to you. Like if you're in a relationship, you start noticing them. If you're not, before you get into one, the next time somebody invites you for dinner or something, for a date, you'll start seeing them and you'll be like, yeah, that is actually toxic behavior and I'm not interested. I say no. So let's get into it. So things that look cute in relationships but are actually toxic. Number 1, love bombing, like too much, too fast. And it's usually like emotional manipulation. So like you meet somebody and they're like showing you all the love you've never experienced in this life. Especially somebody like me who has mommy issues, daddy issues. Like if I meet somebody and, we're just talking, of course I'm not supposed to tell them, like emotional dumping. I'm not supposed to tell them all my emotional problems and everything that I've been through in my life on the first date or even the second or even the third. Like some of these things they'll know as time goes by, because maybe I'll do something, I'll be like, why did you do that? I'll be like, oh, that is really like something I do because of this and this. Or I'll say something and they'll be like, oh, that's because of this and this. Or they'll be like, where's your mom? And I'll be like, yeah, then I'll have to explain, but not on the first date. But then when you start telling people everything and they'll be like, oh, so this one requires love, desires love, narcissistic tendencies come through, and they're like, now let me show you all the love you've never experienced. And they love bomb you and you think, oh my God, I've met my person. I've met the person I've always prayed for. Thank you, God. Before you realize that it's emotional manipulation, my friends, hey, you are in too deep, or maybe you're already pregnant or you're already married. So yeah, be very, very careful. Love bombing is very, very intense. It can be. You have to be super, super careful about that one. Number 2, not checking or touching each other's phones, assuming that you're both being faithful. And this one I read and I laughed. Listen, if I'm married to somebody, or not dating, if I'm married to you, because dating, I'm usually like, I'm single until I have a ring on my finger. Because these people are not honest out here. So as long as there's no ring on my finger, somebody else comes along and is showing promise of marriage, you're going with the person who's showing promise of marriage. Huyu mtu, let's see where things are going, anabaki hapo kwa mataa. So if we are married, best believe I have to know your passwords and you have to know mine. Because if I've loved you and I've gotten to the point of marriage, this means that I trust you with my life. And when I say that, I mean like if I'm sleeping with you, That means that I'm putting my life in your hands, like literally. Because you might go out there and collect whatever diseases and bring them to the house. So I'm trusting you with my health, emotional and physical. And if I cannot trust you like that, then I'm not marrying you. So if I can trust you with my health, mental and physical, why can't I trust you with my pin? Like finances, if you want to add finances mahali huko nyuma, you never know. Fine. But at a pin ya simu, no, I have to know your pin. And it's not because that I'll be checking it ama nini. No. Just let there be a door, like an open door where I can be like, okay, if I wanted to, I can. But I won't do it because they usually say when you go looking for something, you'll find it. So I will not be interested in checking your phone. No, I'll not do that to myself. And if I'm doubting something that you're cheating or something, then babe, I'm already dumping you. In my mind, I've already dumped you. Nile tu sa kuongea tunaongea, but in my mind, you're gone. So if I'm already doubting you, I'm already crossing you out of my mind. So it has to be a thing of like I can check your phone if I want to, but I won't do it. But we're not like, not checking each other's phones. If you want my phone, you can check it. If you want to go through it, you can check it. If you find something that is fishy, let's discuss it. Same thing with you. Because when you're discussing it, if you're lying to me, I'll know. And as I said, you cheat on me, I find out. Hey, man, if I'm doubting you already, I've dumped you. So, yeah. But that is a very toxic thing. Like, check each other. Okay, not even checking each other's phones, but let there be, let it be that it's okay to check each other's phones if you want to. That's what I can say. Like, I can check your phone, you can check mine. We don't have to, but I can. Like, I have your password. I can get into your phone. So, because if I need to make a call to my grandma and I do not have credit in my phone, I can take your phone, put, the password and enter, call my grandma, then return the phone and tell you, hey, babe, I used your phone to call my grandma and you'll be okay with that. Because if I have to ask you for your password, that, Eka, nieke fingerprint? No. No. No, Wena. No. Number 3, being loved up in private but avoided in public. So this one, I saw a couple of people saying this and I was like, women are going through it because most of the people who are commenting were women. I know these issues are both sided, but most of the people who are commenting were women. So you cannot love me in public, in private, but then, in public, you don't show me like love. You behave like we are strangers, like we do not know each other. You cannot hold my hand. If I give you like my purse to hold it for me for just a minute, you refuse. Like you cannot just go on your knee to tie my shoe or something like that. Like you cannot, no, that's not a relationship. There's a difference between keeping a relationship private and keeping it a secret. So if I don't want my relationship to be out on the internet and stuff, that's just me wanting some privacy in my relationship. But that does not mean that I want it secret. I need your friends to know. I need your family to know. I need the people that are in my life to know that, yeah, I'm in a relationship with this person. But I don't want it online for everybody to be able to consume and comment about it and be like, oh, relationship goals. And then when it breaks up, they're like, oh my God, and the way they used to be so cute. I don't want that. So you cannot love me in private, but avoid me in public. I will dump your ass and I'll find somebody who will love me in public too. So yeah, style up. Number 4, buy me gifts and giving me money instead of apologizing and taking accountability. This one, I saw a couple of them as well, because apparently men out here are just doing the most. They cheat, they give you gifts. They cheat, they give you like money. Unaanza kuongelesha, like somebody does something wrong and they send you some M-Pesa and you're like, you haven't even apologized. Why are you sending me gifts? What are you doing this for? Who are you doing it for? So that is very, very toxic. You might think that you're being loved up, but then it's not. That's not love. That's not cute. Because you have to be able to say, I'm sorry, I messed up. Like, even if the gifts are coming, let them come with the apology. Let the apology be there first, and then be like, I bought you these flowers to apologize. I'm really, truly sorry for what I did. I take accountability for what I did. I know I messed up, and I'm really sorry. And if you can find it in your heart, forgive me. I'll really appreciate it. And when I tell you that I've forgiven you, you have to be grateful, because I don't do that thing of, like, you tell me I'm sorry and I tell you, yeah, it's okay. It's nothing. Like, like how the Spanish say it, like, lo siento, and you're like, de nada, like, it's nothing. No, no, no. It's not nothing. I will never say that it's nothing, because it wasn't nothing. It was something. That's why I was upset with you and I needed your apology. So don't give me gifts and not say you're sorry. Yeah, that's just bad. The next one is video calls every now and again, and you think that's cute, but it's not. Because people are like video calls, and some are like regular calls, like calling you like 1,000 times in a day. That is actually control. That is not love. That is not cute. Like, video calls every time mtu anakupigia simu, like, Ebu, let me see where you are, show me your surrounding, you told me you are at home, Ebu, show me, let me see your kitchen, are you in the bedroom, Ebu, show me. They just want to make sure that you are where you say you are. That's not love, by the way. They just want to control you. They just want to be sure that, yeah, you said you're in the house, let me see. And you're there, you're like, oh my God, my man loves me so much. Whenever he calls me, he always video calls me, and he always wants to make sure that I'm at home, that he just wants to make sure that I'm safe. No, babe. He wants to control you. Calling you every 10 minutes. My love, let's talk in the morning. Text me or call me in the morning to find out how I'm doing. During the day, let's text kidogo kidogo. Where if I'm at work, I'll reply, then go back to doing some work. You'll reply to my message. Then I'll find it at some other time. Like, just doing that mchezo chini ya maji. And then call me in the evening as well. Even if you want us to talk for 2-3 hours, I'll do that. Because if I'm into you, I might do that. But it gets to a point where you're like, hey, Nani, if you're calling me every hour, nakwambia, I'll answer the phone in the morning, I'll avoid it during the day, and I'll answer it again in the evening. Do with that whatever you want, because no, we're not playing that game. Somebody else said, sending your man money before leaving the house so that he pays for whatever, yani kuficha white, Ama, I also thought, when I read that, I was like, also kujilipia mahari. Like, you cannot pay your own dowry. That is not cute. If your man cannot afford dowry, I believe in my culture anyway, we say, like, you can never finish paying your dowry. So you can never finish paying the dowry, because it comes a time where you'll get a phone call and you're like, you know what, your father-in-law is sick, he needs to go to the hospital. You as a man will have to pay. Or sijui, your wife's sister's kid is sick and you have to pay. So you'll never finish paying. So if you start the relationship with paying your own dowry, saying that, it's my man, I know his pocket, no, my family just wants blah, 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 so I'm covering it for him. My sister, if he wanted you, he will pay for the dowry. He would, because you will pay your own dowry and he will go and pay someone else's dowry somewhere else, because you showed him that you're not worthy to make him work for you and to appreciate your family. Paying for bills, I would rather you pay the bill by yourself. Tell him, babe, I got this. Kumfichia white at in front of people because you're going to be having a meal with your family, and then you are there and it's time to pay, and you have already sent him the money so that he can pay, and be like, yeah, my man is the one who's paying. I know somebody who does this. He, like, family. Yeah, no, let me not talk about that. But I know somebody who sends her man money so that he can flaunt it around and be like, he has money, and tell people that he has money and stuff, which is madness. Don't do that, sis. It's not cute. It's very, very toxic. Wacha mtu asimame na mfuko yake. Kama hana, it's okay. Siku atapata atajisimamia. But that thing of kuficha white, Someone else said, Saying I love you without actions, that is self-explanatory. Like, you understand it. You cannot tell me that you love me and then you don't show it. Like, even I need to hear you saying I love you, but also your words and I mean your actions need to show that, yeah, you know how I told you I love you? This is me. Like, let it, everything in you, tell me and show me that you love me. But just saying it like mambo tu ya ulimi, that is very, very toxic. Acting all obsessed with you while cheating. That is just, I don't know. Like, that is way, way toxic. Like, that acting, all obsessed with you, you might find like it's cute. And then these are the women who go like, well, he cheats, but he still comes home to me. Sister, yes, he's bringing diseases and everything else. Everything that he's touching out there, he's bringing to you. So when he's being all obsessive with you, he's actually cursing you with all his bad juju from outside there. Don't accept it, sis. Do not take it. Do not do it. And this actually happened. You remember that story I told you about the bastard and how his wife came to my office to tell me about her husband and how they were faring, how he loves her and how he always wants to know where she is. All of these toxic things that I was reading that appear to be cute, she experienced them. She had experienced them and she was telling them to me as if they were cute. So this obsession, the man was showing obsession towards her, wanted to know where she is at all times. Yo, like toxic. Toxic. People go through a lot in relationships. Silent treatment after misunderstanding, then love bombing you afterwards. Again, same things. Like, you cannot go quiet on me because we had an argument, and then afterwards, like after a week, you come back love bombing me again. Where were you through that, like an entire week? My friend, you'll find that I left. Your love is no longer there. It went. Because if I call you and you refuse to answer my phone, and you do not text me within that day, or call me within that day and tell me, hey, I'm sorry, I was in a meeting, I couldn't answer your phone call, but I'm returning it right now. My friend, by the next day, you no longer have a girlfriend or a wife. I'm gone. Because why are you ghosting me? We're in a relationship. It's not that it's that first stage of getting to know each other. No, we're in a relationship. And we have a misunderstanding. And instead of you even just going and, relaxing, then coming back and being like, hey, babe, I know I said this, we said a lot of things, but can we talk about it? You just decide to ghost me for an entire week, 2 weeks. Then you come back like nothing happened and you expect to love bomb me and I'll be like, okay. Hey, baba, utapata nilienda kitambo sana. Tracking your partner's phone without consent. So when I read this one the first time, I didn't get that without consent part. I was like, yeah, but tracking, sometimes it's good because especially if you're a married couple, if you have children and stuff like that, you can have that family tracking thing where, like you're not like constantly just checking the phone to see where they are. But if you call them and they do not answer or stuff like that, and it's late at night and you've been waiting and nothing, you're calling their friends, maybe just to confirm because they were together or they told you they were going to be together, and like you're worried. That's what I'm talking about. Like, not that obsession thing that you want to call them just and call all their relatives. No, like you're worried because they told you you're going to be hanging out with their boys and up to like 1 a.m. It's 2 a.m. No, he hasn't come back home. You're calling him, he's not responding and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, you can check to see where the last ping was or where he is at the moment. But then I understood without consent because, yeah, that's crazy. You cannot put a tracking or app or whatever on someone's phone and start tracking them without them knowing. That is very, very toxic. Aki, Nakome, I will know that you've been doing that and I'll leave you. I'll just leave. Because no, that is just not okay. Your man buying junk food knowing you are trying to lose weight. This one was a little bit funny because I've had it somewhere else as well. I saw somebody on Instagram saying the same thing. Like, my man loves me being fat. Like, I'm trying to lose weight, but over the weekends he buys all this junk food and he just wants them to sit and be potato couches and just eat and eat and eat and eat all the junk they can. And then from Monday to Friday they eat clean, but during the weekends they eat junk. So that's why I laughed when I read this, because I was like, well, because on that one on Instagram, people are commenting like, yeah, he wants you to not lose everything, blah 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 blah, and people were like, it's a cute thing on Instagram. But then I read it on this post and I was like, okay, because even then they were laughing. But I was like, okay, it depends anyway. But if you're just trying to get me fat and I'm trying to lose weight for my, health, then yeah, you're being toxic. You want me to die. And that's not cool, man. So, someone joking about your physical appearance. This one, yeah, it's not cute. It's very, very toxic. And then they phrase it like, kwani haujui jokes? No, najua jokes, but what you're doing is not jokes. You're insulting me and framing it like a joke. Like, we ni mnono, umenona? Kwani babe, unakula sana siku hizi, si ndio? Unakulia watu watatu? Najua nimenona, boss. If you're just commenting on my weight, niambie tu, like, let's have an honest conversation about my weight, fine. But don't insult me and frame it like a joke. Because, yeah, I will leave. Or I will say something that you will not like. Alafu tuone nani atasema nini. Because it's not okay. Don't joke about my physical appearance and expect me to be okay with it. Or commenting on one of my friends and saying like, hey, nowadays nani slim, amekushinda sana, nakapoa hata kuliko vile unakaa. Ama unakumbuka saizi nani anakaa vile ulikuwa unakaa kitambo. I'll be like, what? Just phrase your words nicely. If you want to comment about something about me physically, talk to me and let's discuss it as mature adults. But don't frame it like as a joke, but you're insulting me. I will not take it very, very nicely. Asking for permission before doing anything. I was like, married couples, okay, asking for permission before doing anything. But to what extent? And what is the anything in this situation? Like before going out with your friends? Okay. Actually, I'm going to accept it because it's the asking for permission part that I'm not okay with. If you're informing your partner that, hey, next weekend I'll be going out with the ladies, that's okay. Hey, next weekend I'll be going out with the guys, that's okay. Because you're informing me. You're letting me know that next weekend, you and the boys are going to go somewhere and have, a glass of something and stuff like that, talk, blah, blah, blah. And then you'll come back home. You are informing me of your plans. That's okay. You want to go and visit your parents? Tell me, hey, babe, I was thinking of going to see my parents next week. You're not asking for permission, you're letting me know. So that if I have any different opinions towards it, I'll be like, hey, instead of you going next week, why don't you go next week but one when I also can go so that you can go together? And if that cannot happen, then you can discuss it. But asking like, babe, nataka kwenda kuona shosho yangu next week, is that okay? Uniambie no, my friend, I'll leave you. You tell me no, I leave. I'll still go. Unless you're telling me no, but you have a very concrete reason. Again, as I said, you're telling me, no, not next weekend. Let me look for some money. Then we can go together and take a shopping heavy. That one I could get. But just the thing of asking for permission is where there is a problem. Because you shouldn't be asking for permission from your partner before doing anything. You should inform them and have a conversation with them about it. And you come to a conclusion. So, yeah, that's toxic. Trying to control the way you dress. Hey, this one I've seen. Like, I remember Aisha, Ida Alicia, yeah. Or does she call herself Ida? Ida Alicia or Ida Alicia? I remember her story on Lingugi's page. She had spoken about that, like, her husband got to a point where he would go like, you'll go, meva, it goes back to the commenting about your physical appearance. They do the same thing with your dressing. Like, hiyo ndo nguo umeamua kuvaa? Is that what you decided to dress in? Or Are you sure about that suit? It can go both ways, but it is for men and women. See, just like men, talking about women, women's clothing, it's the same thing, like both ways. A woman could be, trying to control the way her man dresses, and a man could be trying to control the way her woman dresses, the way his woman dresses. Both of them are wrong, because don't tell me what to wear. You found me wearing these clothes. Let me put them on until I decide not to wear them anymore. But you starting to tell me that no, 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 no. When you're in the house, you can have mini and you can have, like the, what are they called? The biker shorts and blah, blah, blah. But when you're going out in public, you cannot. And when you met me in biker shorts in public. When you met me in a mini skirt while at work or something. You met me in this flatty dress while I was coming from me hang out with the girls or something. And then because you're now with me, dating or married, now you start telling me that you cannot wear that dress. It's so flatty, it's so this, it's so short, those tights, they're so tight. Nani, let me decide to change the way I dress. For whatever reason, let me decide to change. Let me decide to change. Do not be the one to tell me how to dress, because that is just so toxic. And there's some women out there who are so brainwashed that it'll be like, my man doesn't like me dressing like that. Like he even tells me what to wear. And I like it so much. He chooses my clothes for me. Mama, you're being controlled. That's not love. That's not love. It's toxicity at its best. Asking you to quit your job and leave your friends and trying to control the times that you go and visit your family and stuff like that. A man, when he tells you to quit your job so that he can take care of you, run, because he wants to tie you down. Like if somebody wants to control the way you eat, where you're getting your food from, this is somebody who can kill you from starvation. They can deny you, because if you do not have a job, you do not have a means to support yourself, you cannot feed yourself, you cannot clothe yourself, you cannot do anything for yourself. They're doing everything for you. What happens when they decide to walk away? When they decide they no longer want to feed you, to clothe you, to, pay for your bills and stuff like that, what happens to you? That is very, very toxic. Don't say like, no, my man told me to stay at home, so that he can take care of me. If you discuss with your husband, this is an honest discussion, husband and wife, that they love each other, they've come to a conclusion, you're like, we don't want to have a nanny. I'd rather be a stay-at-home mom. I take care of the kids, I take care of the family, you work. But while he's working and you are taking care of the family, he's giving you an allowance every month. Whether it's 10K, 20, 30, 40, some people get up to 100, K, 500K, even a million, depending with the wealth of the husband. Like if he's giving you an allowance every month, like you staying at home, of course it's not like considered like a job, but it's still a job, because you're taking care of everybody's business at home. So you are given an allowance, that's okay. But if you're just asking me to stay at home to take care of the kids, and while you are perambulating around and working and nini, and I have no financial freedom, I have nothing on my own, my friend, na lie. That is very, very toxic. Be careful, ladies. Or even gents, I don't know. Kuna matomboy siku hizi wanaolewa na mama anti waharia. Take care. Provision but no emotional support or friendship. Like somebody providing for you everything. This goes back to the previous one. Like they provide for you, they give you everything that you need. You ask for whatever, they give you every single thing that you ever ask for. But there's no friendship between the two of you. You behave like you are strangers. Like you have no emotional support from this person, you have no friendship from them, like you cannot confide in them. But whenever you go like, I need rent, they pay. I need to buy this thing, they give you the money to go and do it. I need to go and visit so and so, they give you. I want to go for a holiday, they give you the money, they pay for the holiday. But then they cannot go for the holiday with you. They are never with you. They cannot sit down with you and just talk to you. Like, my friend, that is very toxic. Run away very, very fast. Unannounced visits to your place, that is like stalking. Because you cannot show up at my place unannounced. Like I'm just at home and then I hear a knock on the door and I'm checking and I'm seeing it's you. Ama, you are calling me and telling me, open the door, I'm here. Huh? I will not open. I will not open that door. You will knock it and you will go away. I will not open until you learn to tell me that I'm coming to your place. Because it could be a day where, like me being an introvert, I've been around people so much, I just want to be by myself. And then you're surprising me on a day that I just want to chill and do nothing, not entertain anybody, not talk to anybody. And now you're giving me the responsibility of having to entertain you. I don't want it. Go away. That is very toxic and it's very controlling. It's not okay. The same way you wouldn't expect me to just show up at your place. Don't just show up at my place. Call, text first and tell me, hey, is it okay if I come to your place? And if you cannot do that, then don't just show up. Being silenced with kisses when you want to talk. Like you want to have a serious conversation with somebody and they start love bombing you again, kissing you, wanting to make love, distracting you with their body and physical stuff, and you want to have a serious conversation. That is not being cute. That is very, very toxic. Calling everyone you know when your phone is off. As I said before, unless you had told me that you're going to be out with the boys until 2 a.m. or 1 a.m., it gets to 2 and you're not yet home. And I know where you are, it only takes you 30 minutes to get home. An hour, you're not home. An hour and a half, you're not yet home. I call you, your phone is off because I'm concerned. I'm not calling just to be like, hey, mbona hujafika? No, I'm calling because now I'm concerned. I know you're supposed to take 30 minutes to come home, but where? It's an hour and a half and you're not at home. That's the only time I'll call one of the boys that you are with to ask like, hey, you are with so-and-so tonight? Yes. He hasn't come home. Have you already left? Amma, you're still there. If he tells me we are still here, I'm okay with it. If he tells me that he left, he has not yet gotten home, then I get concerned some more. But like kupigia tu, somebody said actually, like you call even the landlord and this caretaker and the nanny just to find out if this person is at home because you call them and they, hey, Aki, I will dump your ass so fast before you hang up your phone. You already be an ex. Being told I love you 1,000 times a day. Words of affirmation are one of my love languages. Like, tell me you love me, tell me you care about me, but don't tell me 1,000 times. Don't tell me after our first date. I will not take you seriously. Don't tell me you love me and you have never met me because we met on a dating site. I will not take you seriously. I have trust issues. The mommy issues, daddy issues, they also come with trust issues. I have those. So you telling me you love me 1,000 times a day, my friend, I'll be thinking and overthinking and dissecting and everything. I will not take you seriously. So don't do it. That's very, very toxic. Because what are you trying to hide? Why are you telling me you love me 1,000 times a day? Now, wow. Pretending to be sick or crying after they've hurt you. So somebody does something wrong and then you confront them and they start crying. I've had stories of this. Like a couple of friends have told me that, yeah, they went to confront their man and they started crying. But they are laughing in your face and walk away. I don't mind a man being vulnerable. Let's get this straight. I don't mind a man being vulnerable with me, like in front of me. Like if we are talking about something serious and they cry, I'll be there for them. I will not judge. That's okay. I don't mind a man who cries. I'm okay with a man who's, okay with his feminine side. I'm okay with that. But like you've hurt me and then I'm confronting you and you choose to cry. You think I'll be like, oh, beba kibasi sawa, ni sawa tu. Don't cry. No, I will laugh in your face. I will laugh in your face. Or pretending to cry, to be sick. Oh, aki niko na headache. Can we talk about this later? Later, my foot. Introducing you as his wife, but you are not married. Don't do that. Because it's a lie. And especially if it's to his friends, it's a lie. That's very toxic. Wanting to be around you all the time. Why? Like, okay, listen. If we are married, that's a different situation. Again, if I'm married to you, that's fine. We can be together but apart. You know that situation where we are sitting on the same couch, you're playing video games, and I'm reading a book with headphones in. listening to music. That's okay. I can do that. We can do that the whole day because, yeah, we're in the same environment, but we're doing different things. We can be in bed again. I'm reading a book and listening to a podcast, and you're right beside me, but you're watching something on your tablet or something. I'm okay with that. Or playing a game on your phone. I'm okay with that. I don't mind that. But just don't want everywhere I go, you want to be there with me, my friend. I don't know. If I ever date an extroverted person, I don't know what I'll do. But I hope that I get an extroverted introvert or introverted extrovert, something like that. Somebody that knows when I want to have alone time, it's alone time. And they're okay with that and they don't feel like neglected or, like I don't want them around. Because no, I don't want you around me all the time. Never arguing or never fighting with your person. That is not cute. Couples will say, like, me and my man, we never fight. My girl and I, we never fight. We never argue. Somebody is withholding feelings because there's nobody who is perfect like that. There's nobody who is perfect like that. There's something that your partner will do that will make your eye twitch and you'll feel like telling them things. Argue sometimes. It's actually ecstatic. It's very, very, I don't know, or maybe it's a short people thing. Because I want to argue for nothing. I want to start a fight for no reason at all. Just to just to get my blood boiling and stuff. And then after that we'll kiss and make up. My friend, like, as long as we're not arguing like ile ya kutukanana and we're insulting each other and stuff like that, no. Like healthy arguments. Where you want to pass your point and they're passing their point, and then you come to an understanding or something like that. Like something healthy. Healthy arguments. Healthy fights. Like not fighting physically, but like, you know what I mean. So if you cannot do that, hey, my friend, you stay away. Stay away with your never arguing issues. Don't come and tell me that, my man and I never argue. Nisawa. They're cheating, ama they just don't care. But if your person is not arguing with you about some silly thing, then they're not interested in you. They don't care. That's something you should know. That is very, very toxic. A nice man that flirts with every woman. Self-explanatory. You cannot be flirting with everything in a skirt because you're Mr. Nice Guy. We are in a restaurant and we're ordering something. The waitress comes. Yes, she has a beautiful smile. Yes, she's beautiful and everything. And then you start complimenting her look, her face, her smile, her, I don't know, dimples. My friend. But then I can just tell the lady, the waitress, please bring mine in a takeaway container. And that's it. I'm leaving. Living together without your parents' knowledge. This, I've never understood it. I see it mostly in American movies, which I've never understood. Like somebody grew up in Chicago and then they end up in New York. They meet somebody that they call the love of their life. And then they start living in with each other in New York. And neither of these people's parents know that our children are hitched, that our children are living with each other. And then in Kenya, I know there's some situations that happen like that. Like you are dating somebody, you're living with them, and neither of your parents know that you are together. I know. That's very toxic. That man is not serious about you. And that woman is not serious about you. Because if they were serious, they would want the most important people in your life, in their life, to know. Unless they're like not maybe like in communication with their parents, or their parents are toxic or something like that I would understand. But if they were raised by these parents and you are living with them and their parents do not know of your existence, my friend, you are single. You're just filling up a space. They'll meet their person eventually and they leave. Utasikia kulikuwa na rorasho kwao. Ama he might be married. And that's why you have never met anybody from their family. They are married and you are just a side piece. Mwenye umerentishiwa nyumba mahali, you are living there thinking that you are number one, but you are number two, number three, or number five. So, very, very toxic. Giving you hickeys. Now, I know this one might be a little bit controversial because you can be loved up and you're in the moment and stuff like that. And then, a hickey happens, fine. But sometimes you can check the situation. This person just wants to brand you for control. So that whenever you're out there, people will know that this person is owned by somebody else. There was somebody on that neck. Like, if you do not understand, read, was it 50 Shades of Grey? 50 Shades Freed. During the honeymoon scene, there's a part where Christian does that to Anastasia, and it's just not okay. Hickeys can be cute, but they can also be very toxic, depending on the situation. So be very, very careful. Him getting jealous when someone talks to you, no, toxic, 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 toxic. Unless they're flirting, there's no need to be jealous. A man says hi to me, it's just hi. If they're interested in me, I'm not interested in them. You have to trust me. If I'm showing the same kind of affection they're showing, then be worried. If I'm not, don't. Him asking you to cook for him as a first date, the thing that nowadays people do in Nairobi. Like, hey, Sasa, you meet on a dating app and they're like, hi, how have you been? I'm good. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Either they'll tell you they love you already, or they'll be like, so do you like cooking? And you'll be like, yeah, what do you like cooking? And you're like, oh, I like cooking chapati. My favorite dish is chapati and chicken. And they go like, when will you cook for me? My friend, toxic. I'm not cooking for you, I beg. First date, I'm not cooking for you. Well, I've done it before, but never again, because I knew how those stories ended, and now because I know better, I can never do it again. You want to meet me for a first date, we are meeting somewhere public where you can actually spend money. I'm sorry to say that. Ama, if you don't have the money, let's meet mahali kwa kibanda ama kwa, I don't know, easy, the parks, ugapa TRM, tuwakae hapo kwa nyasi, where you won't spend anything, it's okay. But you're not coming to my place for me to cook for you. I'm not coming to your place to cook for you. That's crazy, and that's very, very toxic. Him asking you to sit up with him as he eats his dinner when he comes home late, or cook for him actually. Somebody, you have been at home with the kids, you took care of the kids, then you put them into bed, you went to bed as well. This man is out with his friends. It's not like he was working, Ama is coming from a business trip. No, he's out with his friends. He comes back home at around 2 a.m., 3 a.m., wakes you up to cook for him. Ile chakula mlipika, there's food already cooked, but he doesn't want that because he has come with some meat ama matumbo ama sijui nini. He wants you to cook that at 2 a.m. You wake up, you cook, and then he wants you to sit down as he eats. Unampigisha story. That is very toxic. That is not romantic. That's not cute. Like at all, there's nothing cute about that. Just don't do it. If he does that, leave. Because where was he? Si angekula mali alikuwa. Ay. Dating someone you work with, that's actually toxic. It's not cute because it goes back to the thing of control. They'll always know where you are. You cannot be friendly with other people because this one is there. If you try to flirt with anybody else, and it's not like flirting in a, like I want to be with this other person way. It's just, like wakile, like ile just being friendly with your colleagues and stuff like that. You cannot do that freely because this person that you're dating is actually in the same place. And anything you do or say might be, used against you in a later argument or something. So, yeah, that is just a no-no. Being told you are understanding or marriage material, that is very toxic. But they don't ever tell them that, you are marriage material. No. And you are very understanding. Constantly questioning your choices. Like, uko sure? You say you want to put on a pretty black dress and they're like, are you sure about that? You find these beautiful shoes and you want to rock them and they're like, are you sure about that? You want to do something and they're there like, are you sure? You may think that they're being concerned about your well-being and stuff, but no, that is actually very, very toxic. They don't want you to be okay with your choices. They want you to you need to be constantly questioning everything you do or say, and that is just not okay. Staying in a marriage because of the kids, I'll not even elaborate that. Like, it's just toxic. Don't do that. Being in constant contact with your ex because you're a baby mama or baby daddy. I understand when children are involved is very tricky, but listen, you can the kids can have their iPad or something that you can communicate with the kids through. Like if you want to talk to the kids, you call the kids. If you want to talk to me because of something about the school, about the schedule, that is like something you can do once in a while, or even send an email, by the way. We don't have to talk. But if you're calling your ex in the morning, sasaba, mchana, and when I ask you about it, you tell me, she's my baby mama. So we have to talk all the time. My friend, toxic. I'll leave you. Showing up at your place at 3 a.m. because of unanswered calls. Like ameshinda akikupigia simu the whole day, you're not answering, or even that late at night. They were out with their friends, they come back home, they feel like they miss you, and they start calling you at 2 a.m. and you're asleep. So at 3, they just show up at your place and start knocking on your door. Because why didn't you answer your phone? Because I'm asleep. Again, I will not open that door. I will not answer that phone. Actually, I'll put it on airplane mode. You will knock that door until you get tired. I will not open. Because that's crazy. Forgiving a cheating partner, you are the one who's toxic. Because that cheating partner already knows that they're toxic and they are a cheater. They know that about themselves. But you forgiving them again, like ile, constantly, all the time they cheat you, you are the one who's now being toxic. It's not cute. Because now they'll be laughing about you and something will be wrong with you, with your mental. Because why? Yeah, no. Now these ones, they were on the list, but I was also like, I wasn't so sure about them being toxic. Like, it depends with the way you look at them. So one of them is having children out of wedlock. Because I understand this. It can be toxic, yes, if the man is the one who's telling you that nataka unizalie. That is a person who's very, very toxic. But like, if you're in a relationship and you are being careful and everything, but you still get pregnant, that's not toxic. Also, if like you're a woman who just knows what she wants, you have your money, you just want to have a baby, it's toxic maybe to the guy, because now you're putting him in a situation where he'll either have to be a dad by force, ama choose to live his life knowing that he has a kid out there that he can never know because he wasn't ready to be a dad. And so you're the one who's making the choice for him. In that sense, it can be toxic. But also for the woman, it won't be toxic because she wanted to be a mom. The dad did not matter who it would have been. And so she has taken the responsibility and she has moved on. So that one I was like, yeah, it can be, but it can also not be toxic. It depends. Another one I had, questions about was not acknowledging God as the center of your relationship. Now listen, I find religion to be very, very important in a relationship, yes, but also a self thing. Like my journey with God, I'll pray, I'll do whatever, but don't tell me that we have to go to your church, that we have to go to church every Sunday, that we have to, I don't know, like kuna vitu zingine don't involve God. Like whenever I do something wrong, like, God, blah, 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 you start making me feel guilty using the Bible and stuff. Like, I do not mind having God at the center of our relationship, but that one, it can be toxic telling me that. It is toxic telling me that God has to be there and it's a thing that you have. I have to go to church every Sunday. I have to go to your church. I have to, like, Nani, boss. I don't mind God being at the center, but also don't be the one to make me feel like I have to. That one is just toxic. Another one was like PDA. I was like, PDA, that is public displays of affection. I was like, okay, I don't mind them, but also it depends on the intention of this person. The reason behind the PDA is what will make me feel like it's either toxic or not. So if you never portray any public displays of affection, like on a regular basis, and then one time you're hanging out with my friends or just your friends, and because you feel insecure about one of the boys in my group or something like that, and now you start kissing me, kissing my neck, touching me, and doing all of these things in front of them, that is being toxic. Because what are you doing? why are you letting your insecurities, play out in this way? Just don't. But if it's something that they do, like, because as I said, there are people, their love languages is touch and affection and stuff like that. So if it's somebody that since you met, they told you, like, love language is my love language is touch, and they love holding your hand, and they love being in your space and kissing you, maybe even in public and stuff like that. If it's something they always do and they started doing from the beginning, like when you are comfortable enough to start kissing and the touching, then I don't find that to be toxic. But if they're doing it in front of people just because they're insecure, not that it's something they usually do, they just do it, randomly, in like during a function that you have with your friends or something, then that is very, very toxic. So that depends again. The last one, it somebody said situationships. Situationships, for those who do not know, is something that is not a relationship really. It's where two people, it's like friends with benefits sort of thing. Like two people who are adults, mature adults, they consent to be in a situationship basically, but like to be doing the hanky panky and all of these things, but they're not in a relationship. So they're not together. Some of these situationships you're allowed to see other people, but some of them you are not, you don't see other people. You're exclusive, but just for like health benefits and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to see other people at the moment, and you are not seeing other people at the moment. So we are doing this thing, but whenever you feel like you have met somebody that you want to be serious with, come and tell me about it, and then we can split. So situationships depend. As I said, it's the same as friends with benefits, sort of. I agree it can be toxic in a sense that I start catching feelings. So, and in that moment, I'm like, who is the toxic person? Me? Because I've caught feelings in a situation where we were like not supposed to catch feelings? Or is it, yeah, actually, it's just me. Because if we agreed that we are in a situationship, and then I start catching feelings, then I'm the one who's being toxic now. Because I start making you feel like you have to do more, that you have to be, I don't know, exclusive if you aren't exclusive, that you have to answer my phone calls whenever I call and stuff like that. So I think the person who wrote about that, they were talking about the entire issue of just like a situationship in itself is toxic. But then I was like, for some people, it's not, because depending on how you started it, because depending on the conversations you had, depending on the people who are having this situationship, it can be different. So yeah, I'm going to stop it at that. But those are my thoughts on this topic of, things that look cute in a relationship but are actually toxic, things that people say and do in relationships and they're actually toxic. You think they're cute, but they're not. So cutesy, but toxic. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. Those are my musings on that topic. And there were a lot more, by the way. This one's like, I think this episode has gone for at least an hour. So it's long. I don't want to continue. These were the ones that I wrote down because there were so many, but I chose this one to talk about because most of them they were repeating or there were similar situations, and I was like, yeah, I'll just pick these ones and talk about them because they're things that affect people in relationships every single day. People go through them, both male and female, and they just don't realize that it's, toxic. And you stay in that situationship, you stay in that relationship, and you feel like, oh, I'm loved up and all of these things, but you're actually not. You're just being, controlled or being led to believe that you are the best person, but you're not, like being manipulated actually. So yeah, be careful in these dating streets. Be very, very careful. Listen to those things. Go to TikTok because that's where I found them. Actually, the first time I saw them, they were on Instagram, but the person had posted them on TikTok because the page was from TikTok. So yeah, I went to TikTok and found them there. Go read the others just to be careful. If you're in a similar situation right now, I'd urge you to leave because It's not worth it. And somebody who's toxic in the beginning, they'll continue being toxic, and at some point they're going to hurt you very, very badly. So understand. And if you're the one who's toxic, please change, or just leave them alone. Go find your toxic people somewhere else and form a group or a club or something. But stop hurting other people because you're already hurt. Because only hurt people, yeah. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Please remember to comment in the comment section below, and I'll be super, super happy. Tell me if you agree with me, or if you do not. Add your own, the things that you have experienced yourself that you thought were cutesy, but they were actually very, very toxic. Remember, I have a business, Mimi's Pastry Treats. Please make your orders, and I'll be very, very happy to make them for you. Remember, as I told you on Wednesday, I've started a TikTok account for Mimi's Musings podcast. So remember to go and follow me there, and follow me on Instagram. Remember to subscribe here on YouTube, because we need to make this page grow and grow and grow to be able to monetize it at some point. So if you do that, I'll really, really, really be grateful. And yeah, remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications, so that whenever I upload something new, you're always going to be amongst the first people to come and watch. Okay, bye bye now.